Assalam-o-Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Section 2.4.7 Al-Kinayat. Ism that indicate an unspecified quantity. First one is kam kada. Kam and kaza. It means so many, so much, how many, how much. They can be used for numbers like how many silver coins do you have? Kam dirhaman indak. I took many silver coins. Akhaztu kada dirhaman. Kada is also used in the meaning of such and such, like qala li kada wa kada. He said me such and such. There is also another use of kam. Generally, the kam is of two types. One, kam is used to provide information, and one kam is used to ask for one kam used for questioning. So here the kam dirhaman indaka. Here the kam is used for question. But there is another use of kam which provide information, like kam min rajulin laqitu. There are many persons I have met. Then we have kaita and zaita, which means so and so and such and such. Kultu kaita zaita or faltu kaita zaita. I said such, I did such. Then we have al-murakkabul binai, the numerical phrase. This has been discussed earlier. Please refer to the section 1.4.3. Then we have section 2.5 aqsamul asma'il morab, the types of morab ism. So first one is munsarif and another one is ghair munsarif. Definition: it is an ism which does not have two cows from amongst the 9 cows that prevent declension, asbabu mani sarf, or such cause which is equivalent to 2. It accepts all harka as well as tanween. So the first part of the definition of munsarif, if you are learning the Nahw for the first time, maybe will be very difficult for you to understand right now. Just remember, every word which is not mabni is marab and munsarif. Now the definition given here for munsarif is that when we will say about any word that it is munsarif, when there is no such cause from the 9 cause prevent declension. So what is 9 cause and what is 2 cause? What does it mean actually? So let me explain this first. For understanding the munsarif, let's understand ghairu munsarif. I have already explained you what is ghair munsarif. Ghair munsarif is such word in Arabic language which does not accept tanween as well as zair on it. And how one can able to understand whether this word is ghair munsarif or not. So in that video I told you that there is no such rule to find this. We simply have to memorize it by heart. And I told you that there are some causes by which you can able to at least figure out on some level that this word is ghair munsarif, which we will be learning later. So right now we are going to learn those reasons and rules by which we can easily able to figure out the ghair munsarif words. First, understand there are 9 rules. So the 9 cause, just assume it as a 9 rules. If From these 9 rules, if 2 rules is found in any word at a same time, we will call that word as a ghair munsarif. Let me repeat this again. From 9 rule of ghair munsarif, if in any word minimum 2 rules of ghair munsarif found at the same time, that word will be ghair munsarif. If it's not found or not 2 rules found at the same time in any word, that word will no longer known as ghair munsarif. We will say that this word is munsarif. But amongst these 9 rules, there are 2 rules which is equivalent to 2. What does it mean? It means, as I told you, that amongst 9 rule, if a word is ghair munsarif, there must be 2 rules found together at the same time. But in amongst these 9 rules, there are 2 special rule which is there are 2 words or rules which is equivalent to 2. It means if one of that rule is found in any word, that word is munsarif. Now the question rises here. I told you that there must be 2 rules from the 9 rule of ghair munsarif. Then why I am saying if one rule is found here, it will be ghair munsarif? Because amongst 9 rule of ghair munsarif, there are 2 rules which have a capability or power of 2 rules itself. So there is a lot of confusion, and I made it I think maybe more confusing. So just ignore it. Let's read from the book and then I will explain in the easiest way, inshallah. Don't worry about it. Asbabu manis sarf. Asbabu manas sarf, you can say the rules of manas sarf. How one word can be considered as a ghair munsarif. There are the 9 reason cause which prevent i'rab changes. Each of one of these has its own condition which must exist for it to be a cause. The 9 causes are as follows: adl, wasf, alam, tanis, ujma, tarkib, alif wa nun zaidatan, waznu fail, jam'u muntahal jumu. First, understand what are these 9 causes. See, when I told you that there is a sign of ism which help us to understand and find the ism very easily in the whole Arabic language. So there are a sign which is alif lam or tanween or harf jar or tasniya or jama or muzakkar or muannas. There are multiple signs of ism. By any sign you can easily able to find out that this word is ism. Similarly, consider these 9 words as a sign of ghair munsarif. But none of these signs are capable of making any word ghair munsarif alone. So, for any words to be ghair munsarif, among these 9 rules, at least 2 rules found together in a word at the same time. So the first is adl. What is adl? Adl, it refers to the case when an ism give up its original form to assume a new form. So what is adl? In simple way, we can say adl is the transformation of ism from one condition to another, or from one format to another format. That is called adl. Adl means change. or transformation. Then adl can be of two types. One is adlun tahqiqiyun and second is adlun taqdiriyun. What is adlun tahqiqiyun? Adlun tahqiqiyun, it refers to the case when an ism has an original. In the case of sulas, 3 and 3 together, the original is salasatun salasatun. And adlun taqdiriyun, it refers to the case when it is assumed that an ism had an original because it is used as a ghair munsarif by the Arab. The Arabs use umaru as a ghair munsarif. However, there is only one apparent cause, alamun therefore. In order to keep the grammar rule intact, it is assumed that the second cause is adlun and the original form of Umar was Amir. Okay, what I am going to do, let me read this from the book and then I will explain on the board because this is a very complicated chapter. Sifatun or wasf. This can be two cases. When an ism which is a sifat would be a ghair munsarif, then there are as follows. The sifat was originally devised to give a descriptive wasafi meaning. If such a sifat is on the wazn of افعال and does not accept ta for its muannas, it will be ghair munsarif, like ahmar and akhzar. And the sifat has alif wa noon zaidatan. Its condition are given below in 7. Alam, it refers to the case when an ism is a proper noun, name of a person, place or thing, Fatimatu or Hazara Maut. Tanis, it refers to the case when an ism is a feminine, proper noun, alam, with one of the following characteristics. It ends with ta tanis, it does not end with a round ta and has more than 3 letters. Example, Zainab, it is a non-Arabic 3-letter word and the middle letter is sakin, for example, Misr. Note, all isms ending in alif al-maqsura and alif mamduda are feminine. Presence of alif maqsura and alif mamduda is equivalent to the two reasons. Ujma, it refers to the case when a word is a proper noun in non-Arabic language, has either more than 3 letters like Ibrahim, or has 3 letters and the middle letter is mutaharrik. Example, shatarun. Thus the nuhun is munsarif because its middle letter is not mutaharrik. Note, the difference between nuhun and misrun is that Misr is a feminine ism because of being the name of a country, while nuhun is not a feminine ism. Thus misrun is ghair munsarif because of tanis and alam, while nuhun is a munsarif because it has only alam. Ujma does not apply to either. Tarkib, it refers to the case when a word is a combination of two words. This word must be a proper noun like bal bakka hazara maut. Alif noon zaidatan, it refers to the case when an ism ends with alif and noon and one of the following is true. The alif and noon appears at the end of proper noun like Usman, Imran. Thus the word Sa'dan is not ghair munsarif because it's not a proper noun. The alif and noon appears at the end of such sifa whose feminine is not on the wazn or fa'alanatun, like Sakran and Atshan. Their feminine are not on the scale of fa'alanatun. Thus the word nadman is not ghair munsarif because its feminine nadamatun is on the wazn of fa'alanatun. If the alif and noon are not extra or added, that is zaidatan, but are put for the original letters of the word, then it will no longer ghair munsarif. For example, shaitan. Waznu fail, it refers to the case when a proper noun alamun is on the wazn of fa'ilun or when a sifat is on the wazn of af'alu. Lasta bi asbaqa min Ahmad. You are not more advanced ahead than Ahmad. Here Ahmad is a alamun and is on the wazan of fail af'alun, and asbaqun is sifat and is on the wazan of af'al. Therefore these two are ghair munsarif. Ja'a Yazidu, Yazid came. Here Yazid is an alam and it is on the wazan of yaf'alu. Jama muntuhul jumu. It is a plural which has after alif ul jama, alif of plural, one of the following: two letters, then mutaharrik like masajidu, one mushaddad letter like the wabu, and three letters, the middle letter begins sakin, mafatihu, keys. Note, if any of the above ends with a round ta, it will not be a ghair munsarif. Example, polishers, siyaqilatun. And jama muntuhul jumu is equivalent to the two reason and cause. General note, a ghair munsarif ism will get a kasra in halatul jarri in the following cases: when it is muzaf and when the alif lam before it. Let's understand this on board. Okay. So what are we going to learn? We are learning that how we can find ghair munsarif. So for finding the ghair munsarif, we need sign of munsarif. Ghair munsarif, because we are talking about ghair munsarif. How many signs of ghair munsarif there are? There are total 9 signs of ghair munsarif. One is adl, second is wasf, third one is tanis, fourth one is ujma, fifth one is wazan fail, sixth one is alam, seventh one is tarkeeb, eighth one is alif noon zaidatan, and the ninth one is jama muntahal jumu. These are the 9 sign or cause of ghair munsarif. So let's first understand these signs one by one, and then we will say how by using these sign a word can be ghair munsarif. First one is adl. Adl means transformation. Adl means transformation. Let's see. Let me remove this first. Okay, so adl means transformation. Then what kind of transformation? So first try to understand one thing. In Arabic language, what happened, sometime a ism transfer one ism to another ism. The reason is why. So sometimes we need for see. Let me make this little clear. For example, let's say this is FIR. FIR. So this is the short form of first investigation report. Similarly, PM is the short for Prime Minister. So PM is a word, Prime Minister is also a word. But when we don't want to use a Prime Minister word, we use the shorthand, that is PM. So in every language there is a shorthand and there is a longhand. In longhand we read the actual word, and in shorthand we read the transferred word. Okay, so that is called adl. In adl we transform the one ism to another, and we start using the second one, that is the shorthand ism from the long one. For example, suppose I and Zaid are talking, and then I told Zaid that you have to divide this 10 rupees into 3 equal parts. You have to divide this 10 rupees in 3 equal part. So for 3 equal part, I can say 3 equal parts, right? Or I can say just divide thrice. So generally, if I want to say this in Arabic, I would say salasatun. Salasatun. So salasatun means 3, salasatun means 3. So 3 equal parts, salasatun, salasatun. It means divide in 3 parts. So this is the longhand. We can make this shorter by saying sulasun. Sulasun means 3 equal part. So this is the short form. So instead of using this long form, we are using the short one. So now the question rises, from where does this thrice come from? Or if we are learning Arabic, then from where does this sulas come from? So sulas made from salasatun, tha, lam and ta. Sorry, tha, lam, tha, and thrice made from 3. THREE. So here THR made from 3. So this is called adl. So when we don't want to use the longest form of any word, we simply use its shorter version. But in Arabic language, not all the shorter version is known. For example, in case of sulasun, we know that its longer version exists, and that is salasatun, salasatun. But sometimes we have no idea that whether this longer version of any word exists or not. For example, there is another Arabic word which is called umaru. Umaru. So we assume that umaru is a short form for amiru. We just assume. Whether it is right or not, we have no idea. None of the scholars have discussed about this. So umaru, we assume that it is the shorthand form for amiru. So now we have two kind of word. One is salasatun Salasatun, the longer form. After adl, it becomes sulas, means third. So here the original form, the longest form exists. So we can say this adl is adl lafzi or tahqiqi. Tahqiqi. And in case of Umar, we have no idea whether its longest form exists or it is Amir or not. So we can say here the transformation is taqdiri, hidden one. So this is adl. I hope you understand now what is adl. Then the second is wasf. Second one is wasf. Wasf means quality. Remember, in every language there are some word whose creation is to tell the attributes, tell the quality or disqualities. And there are some words which became very common for the use in qualities. What does it mean? It means when I am saying, for example, let's see, when I am saying calculation, we understand this means addition, subtraction, and other form of form of numbers which are multiplied or divide or anything. But again, we also say that computer is a calculating device. So the calculation word is real, but computer has some specific functions of calculation. That's why we are using this real word to this new computer word. So computer is not actually a calculation, but computer do have some quality of calculation. That's why we are saying it's a calculation device. Maybe this is not exact translation, but I will try to explain you, and I am hoping that you will get what actually I am trying to explain you here. In the similar way, understand, when I am saying in Arabic jamilun, so jamilun means beautiful, and it's the real word, because when the first time in Arabic when this jamilun word is created, it is created for beautiful, it is created as an attribute. Okay, but after some time there are some different words which also used as attributes, but their creation was not as for attributes. For example, suppose Taj Mahal. Or suppose moon. When we say she is beautiful or hiya jamilatun, it makes sense, because jamilatun is a word used to express the sifat. But when you say she is moon or she is like Taj Mahal, it's actually not in a general use. I'm just trying to make you understand what I'm trying to say is that when we use a similar word to express the same thing, but that in the real way, that word is not created for the adjective or attributes. So moon is not created, or moonlight, or full moon. These are the words. Sometimes these words are used to express the beauty of a girl, but in real, these words are not used to express the beauty of a girl. These are the words which used to tell us the shape and the lighting of moon only. But it's become the common use that now these days the poets start using the moon or comparing the moon with the girl's beauty. So what is wasf? Wasf is when a word is in with is a sifat with its own existence, not it becomes sifat later after the most commonly used. No. So the real wasf or real sifat is a word which is created for telling the sifat in the first place. So the second sign of wasf is, second sign of gar munsarif is wasf. And what is wasf? I just explained you. Now let's have the third sign, which is alam. Alam means name. So it is common, any name of a person. Fourth one is tanis. Tanis means muannas. Any word which is muannas, but not just any common tanis. For tanis, we have some specific rule. What are the rules here? Rule is it ends with a round ta, like Talha, Makkah. Second rule is it does not end with a round ta and has more than 3 letters. If a word does not end with ta, tanis, but it has more than 3 letters, then that word can be a tanis. And it is a non-Arabic letter word and the middle letter is sakin, like Misr. In simple way, I also explained you the muannas simai. So just consider muannas simai as a real tanis. So any word which is muannas, whether it is muannas qayasi or muannas simai, that is tanis. Then we have ujma. Ujma means non-Arabic name. Non-Arabic names like Ibrahim, it's a non-Arabic name. Adam, non-Arabic names. Then we have tarkib. It's easy. Tarkib means when two words join together to form one word. That is hazara and maut. These are two different words. Then they both combine together to form one word, hazara, maut. So this is gar munsarif. 7 is alif and noon zaidatan. Any word which has alif and noon in the ending, but that alif and noon is not the sign of tasniya, like Usman. Usman. So here in the Usman, this alif noon is not a sign of tasniya, but it is extra noon added in the ending of this word. So alif noon zaidatan. Let's see if we have any special rule for it. Yes, there are actually multiple rules for it, but just for now, just remember it's alif noon is added in the ending, but that alif noon is not the sign of tasniya. And then we have waznul fail. Waznul fail, you are not able to understand this right now if you have not understood the root letters and bab. So simple, any word which comes on the scale of af'alu, okay, af'alu or yaf'alu, any ism which comes on the pattern of af'alu or yaf'alu is gar munsarif. Like on the scale of af'alu, there is ahmadu, and the scale of yaf'alu there is yazyadu or yazidu. 8. And then the ninth sign is jama muntahal jumu. So jama muntahal jumu is nothing but the jama mukassar, some of the scale of jama mukassar, like mafailu, dawabu. These are the scales. But remember the last 2 point 8 and point number 9, it is not understandable right now if we haven't learned about the root letters fine, lam and other scales. So just ignore it. It's not a very important chapter, so just understand and remember what I have taught you so far. It is enough to understand this. Now I have already explained you all these signs and what does it represent. Now the main question rises, how to find ghair munsarif word. If you look closely to the question itself, you will find the answer inside it. How we can find a ghair munsarif? Simply, there is a adl, then we have wasf, then we have tanis, ujma, alam, tarkeeb, wazn fail, alif nun zadatan and jama muntahal jumu. So alif nun zadatan and jama muntahal jumu. Okay, suppose this is a word, and we have to check whether this is ghair munsarif or not. So for this word to be a ghair munsarif, we need 2 of these rules found together at the same time. Whether it should be adl as well as wasf, or wasf and tanis, or tanis and adl, or tanis and ujma, or ujma or wasf, or ujma or adl. So for any word ghair munsarif, the 2 of these signs should be found together at the same time in any word, then that word will be ghair munsarif. For example, why Ahmad is ghair munsarif? So Ahmad is ghair munsarif because Ahmad has one sign which is called wazn fail, af'alu, and second sign which is called alam, which is a name. So in Ahmad 2 sign found, so Ahmad is ghair munsarif. If someone asks you why Zainab is ghair munsarif, so Zainab is ghair munsarif because there are 2 signs found. One is alam and another one is tanis. But these alif nun zadatan and jama muntahal jumu. Sorry, let me check one more time. Okay. So only jama muntahal jumu, this sign is equivalent to one of these 2 signs. So if in any word only one sign is found, that word will be ghair munsarif. For example, masajidu have only one sign, which is it's a jama muntahal jumu, but we are considering masajidu as a ghair munsarif because jama muntahal jumu is equivalent to the 2 signs. That's all for ghair munsarif. It's not a big that important chapter. Just for instance, remember what is ghair munsarif. Ghair munsarif are those words in Arabic language which does not accept tanween as well as zair on it, kasra on it. And also a ghair munsarif can be converted into munsarif. It means a ghair munsarif can accept alif lam as well as tanween on A Gair Munsarif can accept tanween as well as Zair on it when in two cases. One, when it become Muzaf, and another when there is a Alif Lam on it. Let's see the exercise. Mention with the reason why the following word are Munsarif or Gair Munsarif. So whether Zufaru is Gair Munsarif? Yes. There is two reason found here, Adl and Alam. It's derived from, it's a short for Zafir, and it is a name. Shaitan, it is Munsarif. Aswad is Ghair Munsarif. There are two reasons. One is Waznul Fail and another one is Sifat, because Aswad means black. Asatizatu, it is Ghair Munsarif. There is only one reason which is equivalent to two, that is Jama Muntahal Jumu. Sahra'u, it's a Ghair Munsarif. There are two reasons. One is Tanis and another one is, sorry, so this one Alif or Hamza it is also equivalent to two. Masabihu, it's Jama Muntahal Jumu, so it's Ghair Munsarif. Yazyadu, it is also Ghair Munsarif because it is on the scale of Af'alu and Alam found. Ghazban is Ghair Munsarif in the scale of Atsan. So there is Alif Noon Zadatan in the ending. Okay, translate, fill in the i'rab and the point out with the reason the word which are Ghair Munsarif. I have already explained you the reason why, so I'm just not going to explain this, just simply translate and going to be the going little with little pace. Marartu bi umara, it is Ghair Munsarif, so we cannot add Zair on it. So even after Bahar Fajar we have to write Zawar on it. Marartu bi umara, I passed with by Umar. Zahaba Ahmadu Ma'a Zainaba ila Makkata. All these three words are Ghair Munsarif. Ahmad went with Zainab to Makkah. La tas'alu an ashya'a saqitu waladan atshan. I fetch a thirsty boy. Ya ahla Yathrab. Marartu bi masajida. Shahru Ramazana is Ghair Munsarif. Allazi unzila fihi al-Quran. Inna Allah istafa Adama wa Nuhan wa ala Ibrahima wa ala Imrana ala al-alamin. Just remember, Ghair Munsarif does not accept Zair on it. In the next class, we will be learning about I'rabu Aqsamil Asma'il Mu'rabi, inshallah. Assalamu-Alaikum wa rahmatullahi.